This precious little girl was killed this week by the very person who should have been protecting her own father. This story is so gut-wrenching. So a 9-year-old little girl and her dad were both found deceased, and that was this past Tuesday, and reportedly both were shot. Emily Grace Mayo, pictured here, and her dad, 37-year-old James Lee Mayo, were found deceased in a car at Brooklet City Park. This was in Georgia. They were discovered by police after a concerned citizen called in to report an unresponsive child who was locked inside of a vehicle. Once officers got into the vehicle, they discovered Emily in the back seat, and she did have an apparent gunshot wound. They then found James next, and he was in the front seat of the vehicle, and he had an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. A handgun was reportedly found in his lap. An investigation into their deaths is now underway, and autopsies are being performed on both the dad and little girl's bodies. Emily's family has now started a GoFundMe to raise money for burial and funeral expenses if you're interested in donating. The fundraiser said that Emily had the most joyful smile and the biggest heart, and that is so obvious here in this picture. She reportedly loved to laugh, dance, and sing. It was said Emily loved her family and they loved her more than they could ever put into words, and that the world lost a huge light when they lost this precious baby girl. The family is now asking everyone to keep them in their prayers as they navigate through this nightmare that they cannot wake up from. Y'all, I don't get it. I don't like the thought or act of SUICIDE point blank, period. But these parents taking out their innocent children with them who have their whole life to live has got to stop. I don't know what can be done or what needs to be done other than to make mental health help more available and to talk more about it. Police have not really mentioned a motive on why James shot himself and Emily, and I have not read anything about why either. This is tragic either way, and my prayers and thoughts go out to all of this beautiful little girl's loved ones. For more content, make sure to follow and subscribe over on YouTube.